welcome back to the Social Work Race. Thank you for joining me again. Faithful, listen, I'm glad you're listening. I just want you to know that giving is my thing. It's a part of my personality. This is what I do. Again, I'm sitting here. This is my third podcast for the day. It's the 14th of August. It's my birthday in a few days. I'm here. I'm baking. At least my birthday is going to be. Actually, what's the weather? Is the weather going to be? Good question, isn't it? What's the weather? I'm going to check it as we are. Let's have a look. It's going to be hot. Oh look, we're going to have to go to the BBC for this now. What's the week saying? It's not telling me. Come on. And I'm in the middle of a weather. Okay, let's have a look. London. Yeah, it's gonna be good weather. It's gonna be okay weather on my birthday. But we do need a break. It's hot. So please share, subscribe. It's really helpful. People need to know. People need this space to reflect, to understand what time it is for social work and frontline workers. Your narratives are important for this show. So I want to just share a topic with you, and it's to do around the assessment as a piece of work. The assessment as a piece of work. So obviously I work in the assessments team now. I used to work in adolescents, but it's all the same. We do the same assessments, to be fair. I used to work in safeguarding. So the assessment, the thing about the assessments is this, and I want to start here. Assessments are documents that are created from us as social workers. They will have been slightly contributed to, but it's mostly our work done with the family, for the family, or the child, or the adult. But remember, a copy of that document will be sent to the family at the end. They have a right to it. So when we write these documents, these assessments, the analysis and evaluations of the family, we don't want to, in that process of them reading the assessment, to drag them deeper into a hole of negativity. So if a family has 500 concerns, there's a way to frame them that doesn't denigrate them, and I'm not talking necessarily about, reframing abuse here. We have to be honest in these assessments, but the assessment isn't only about capturing concerns. It's also about capturing strengths as well. It's also about the document itself can be used as a tool to have the family reflect, and not just, the analysis doesn't need to be just, well, I think that it could be this ailment, or this is their social influence factor. We can use it in a way and frame it in a way that really makes the family reflect by asking questions. Is it possible that the family could be, or is it probably possible that Mary could be reacting to or playing out behaviors that she's seen in her family? This was something that was posed to Mary, and Mary did answer the question in such and such a way. It shows that Mary has the ability to reflect, and she is considering more about her future, if this is the case, But we write in a way that is more like a story, or something that when they read it, it's not all about the negative, but also about their processing, their ability to make change, the prospect of change, if they're given the resources. So it can be a tool of empowerment at the same time. Because they're going to read it one day. The assessment can be a resource as well. And I've done this where the resources that I've referred them to, I've put the details of it in the assessment so that they can use it later on. Whether it be the web links or the service that I'm referring them to, so that they have a document that just holds everything, a pathway for them, so that if I'm not around, they know what to do. And so, assessments are evolving, and what we've been asked to do is to really reflect on how we write assessments and case notes for families. I don't agree with everything that comes up. For example, writing first person is not something I'm in favor of. Firstly, because it's not my thing. I don't like writing like that unless it's to someone I really care about personally. So, for example, I spoke to Mary, and she came to the door in pajamas. She didn't appear to have been washed or prepped for the day. It was 1 p.m. It was quite late in the, we have to be careful how we write. And I think first person is quite too personal at times. So I think if we do have to use it, as some local authorities are insisting it's used, we do it mixing it with the third person factor and perspective. That's me personally, but we are asked to use and write assessments in a way that supports the family in the future. They can pick it up at any time and use that as a piece of work or as a directive for what they need to do for themselves. That's all I had to say. Why? Because they're reading it later. Their children will read it as well, if possible. So you have to be careful how you write. And if you do write in a way that helps build them up. Yeah, there you have it. Listen, thank you for listening. Hopefully it was helpful. Look after yourselves. And I see you or hear you on the next show. Take care.